Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So when I first found out that David Benavidez was moving up to 175, I was really curious to see how he would deal with the new weight class. Because size does matter in the sport of boxing. When you move up in weight, at least when you keep moving up in weight, if you're a power puncher that usually relies on knocking your opponents out, you rely on your power. You can't really rely on your power anymore when you're fighting against bigger guys. So you have to be able to adjust and sometimes find a new way to win, which is what David Benavidez did against Alexander Govstik. But it wasn't as easy as David thought it was going to be. For the first time, we've seen David get tired and hit his opponent with everything in a book. And never did Benavidez stagger, hurt, or wobble Govstik, which could be pretty discouraging when you're David Benavidez and you're used to knocking everyone out. It's weird how it works in boxing because not all the time, but a lot of times the power punchers, when they move up in weight, their power is usually not as effective, especially when they move up multiple weight classes. Perfect example, Nonito Donaire when he moved up and got knocked out. Chocolatito Gonzalez when he moved up and got knocked out because his power or their power was no longer as effective as it was when they were in the smaller weight classes. And it's not just power punchers. Even when Demetrius Andrade moved up to fight David Benavidez, we've seen him get completely annihilated by David. This is why fighters that have moved up multiple weight classes and they remain dominant are so special. Fighters like Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, these are fighters who often had to fight guys much bigger than them, especially Floyd Mayweather. Almost everyone Floyd fought was 10 to 20 pounds bigger than him, which is why, once again, you can't just rely on one attribute like power. You have to have the complete package. Now, with what I've seen with David Benavidez against Govstik, I think he's going to have a hard time at the new weight class. I think he's going to have a hard time adjusting. I would not be surprised if he moves back down to 168. If he could not knock down Alexander Govstik or even hurt him, the guy that Arthur Beterbiev completely knocked out, I think David is going to have a harder time at 175. When he's fighting at 168, he's usually bigger than his opponents, and he can rely once again on his power and his aggression, which, by the way, if he had the complexion of a Terrence Crawford, a Errol Spence, or a Devin Haney, fans would be calling him a weight bully. We know what time it is. So once again, David Benavidez relying on his power and his aggression, it's not as effective at the new weight class. We not only seen David Benavidez get tired, but he also started to back up in this fight, something you don't see David do too often. Before, I used to think that David Benavidez against the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev was a 50-50 fight. But now I'm starting to think David fighting at 175 is like Superman fighting without his powers. He no longer has a size advantage and his power is not the same. And he's obviously not as elusive as a Gervonta Tank Davis, a Naoya Inoue, or a Terrence Crawford, which is an attribute you need when you're fighting at higher weight classes. So in the post-fight press conference, he talked about the difference fighting at 175 and how the guys can take a good punch at 175. He talked about how they could take a better punch, but he also talked about the fighters punching harder at 175, which he obviously was talking about Govstik. Now, guys, I want to make it clear. I'm not suggesting that David Benavidez, he has no chance to be successful at 175. I'm just saying it will clearly be more difficult for him to be dominant at 175 than he has been at 168.
David, over here, Power Runner 6, Eileen. This is your first fight at this weight class. What can you take from this fight? What lesson for your future fights, and if you stay in this weight class?
The only thing I can take from this fight that these dudes, they take a shot pretty well. They take a shot with my song, but they take a shot pretty well, and I just want to go back into the gym and get better. You know what I mean? Just work on different stuff, and boxing is not easy at all. You know what I mean? Sometimes you move up in weight. These dudes take a better shot, but that's what it is. Boxing at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be easy. And it was a great fight tonight.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues. So make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.